Hello, my name is Gabby. I am 17 years old and I am disabled. I have HSD and POTS along with other mental health issues. Today I want to go through a post that the Daily Mail, an article rather, that the Daily Mail created on the 8th of September by Emma James. It's called Addicted to Being Sad, Teenage Girls with Invisible Illnesses, known as Spoonies, post TikToks of themselves crying or in hospital to generate thousands of likes as experts raise concerns over internet-induced wave of mass anxiety. Coming off very strong, addicted to being sad, there is no such thing. Okay, there's a few issues that I have wrong with it. One, gets rid of the kind of gravity of addiction. It reduces, real addictions down to something that's just arbitrary and you can throw around. I guess they want to say teenage girls like to show that they're sad sometimes, I guess. And let's just keep going. Teenage girls and young women are posting upsetting footage of themselves in hospital or crying on social media. There's something I find really interesting is that they specify, women. Just something to note. Along with posting upsetting footage of them in hospital or crying on social media. It's upsetting because they're crying. Okay, pretty obvious. Many of them are suffering from invisible or chronic illnesses, which often have no obvious cure or leave them exhausted doing daily tasks. That's just a observation. Calling themselves the Spoonies, the group often encourages each other to lie to doctors to get the diagnosis they want. Blatantly a lie. That's just not even true. First of all, we don't, as a mass, call ourselves Spoonies. Some people use it to help describe how much energy they have. Some people don't. Along with lying to doctors, we've never ever advocated for that. In my personal experience and in what I've seen online, most, people who are disabled are more likely to downplay any, symptoms that they're having because they're so often seen as, oh, well, you've had it for a long time, you've got to be getting used to it, or you've got to be getting over it, or how are you still sick, or how are you still in pain, or why are you still getting these symptoms? We are more likely to downplay our own suffering, our own symptoms, because we don't want to be seen as weak. Some Spoonies, it's actually in, those quotations, suffer from MS and Crohn's disease, while others suffer from rarer ones which are harder to diagnose. Good job. You just said that, the medical world is still way far behind than what it needs to be. And I also find it kind of weird that it specifies those two, diseases. Others join groups to discuss the negative side effects to their conditions and often end up competing with each other for who is sickest. A blatant lie. Of course you will join, groups to discuss your illness, okay? It's extremely isolating to have a chronic illness. Of course you're going to join a group, okay? You want to be seen and you want to be heard. That's the human condition. Everyone wants that, whether you're disabled or not. And competing to see who's the sickest? Look, the disabled community is not perfect. Of course it's not. No community is. But everyone that I've come across, that I have, personally interacted with, are absolutely amazing people. They advocate for, raising awareness, and they advocate for getting better treatments. No one's saying, aha, I'm sicker than you, therefore, pander to me, I'm the best. We might joke about, oh yeah, I took 15 pills yesterday, or, I haven't gotten out of bed since yesterday morning. But it's just to make light of a situation that is frankly horrible. You know, it's a horrible, horrible thing to go through. We're joking about it to basically deal with the trauma of it. It's not to see who's the sickest. Teenage girls with invisible illnesses are posting upsetting videos of themselves online, which generate thousands of likes as part of a new community called Spoonies. Again, it's not a community called Spoonies. We're just disabled people. And people getting those, thousands of likes, maybe they could send them my way. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Thousands of teens are banding together on social media as part of the movement, which also encourages them to lie to doctors in order to get the diagnosis that they want. That's just a flat out lie. No one is encouraging anyone to lie to doctors. That doesn't help anything. And to get a diagnosis that they want isn't going to help deal with the symptoms that they already deal with. It's just going to, leave them untreated for a longer amount of time. It isn't going to help. We do look for diagnoses, but that's only because we do our own research. We basically, we pour all of our energy into looking for our own, something that can possibly be, what's going on. And we bring them to the doctor and we say, hey, can we please test for this? It doesn't hurt to test. That's not, lying to get the diagnosis that we want. It's just bringing forward another view that maybe the doctor didn't think of, or maybe it's, rarer than others, so it wasn't, the forefront of what it could possibly have been. Okay, no one's lying to get the diagnosis that they want. If they are, then it's certainly not a widespread thing. Posting videos of themselves crying or lying listless in hospital beds racks up hundreds of thousands of likes, in some cases with dozens of comments supporting the spoon theory. The whole idea behind the spoon theory is that people who aren't disabled have limitless or a lot of spoons. That's energy. So brushing your teeth might take 1 spoon, okay? Whereas people who are disabled have a very small amount of spoons. So they might have 20 spoons for a day. Brushing their teeth might take 5 because it takes a lot more energy. Having a shower, that might take 10 spoons. So you're already up 15 spoons. You got 5 left for the day. What are you going to do? You're going to hang out with your family? Okay, that takes all of your spoons as well as tomorrow's spoons. Okay, so you're going to go into a flare-up. Alright. Or you can lay in bed, hopefully sleep, maybe go on your phone if that doesn't take up too much spoons. It just shows how much energy we have, basically. Experts say that while functioning disease is a real and chronic problem, it is often not the one the teens think they have. Okay, so the issue with this is that it's primarily targeting teens. So, I don't know, I get the impression that they're saying that teenagers can't have chronic, illnesses. They can't have, diseases and stuff, which is just flat out a lie, heaps and heaps of younger people do have disabilities. I started getting significant symptoms when I was about 11. I'm 17 now. I've been dealing with this for years. I certainly haven't, made this up. And in regards to the ones that they think they have, I didn't know what I had for, years. Okay? It was... I never had a name for it. I have chronic pain, I was tossed from one diagnosis to another. I didn't, it wasn't that I thought I had one. It was, this is just a different name for how I'm feeling. It wasn't something that I just called it. Dr. Katie Kumpoliti, apologies if I butcher the name, a neurologist at Rush University Medical Center, told Common Sense News it's generated by anxiety in most cases, or another comorbidity, and then propagated by the ease of TikTok. A flat out lie. I was, told that I just was in, crippling pain, because I was anxious, I've never really been an anxious person, only around very specific situations, which I think anyone would be anxious around. You're running late, or, just stuff like that. This is the issue. I was told I had anxiety. I do not have anxiety. Thousands of other, people, are told that they have anxiety before they're actually diagnosed with, a real issue. No one is trying to scare someone into having a chronic issue, a disability. So that's just a flat out lie. If you are, anxious that you have, a disability, or your health hasn't been amazing and it is caused by anxiety, that is a completely other thing. That's a mental health issue. That's not just faking. That's a mental health issue. A blogger coined the term spoonie in 2003, giving their spoon theory a nickname, claiming a spoon equates to energy. They weren't just claiming that, they were saying that. And here's a part that I have a really big issue with. They screenshotted disabled people who post about their disabilities online, and they put it into their, article without actually, asking them, or, with zero regards to safety. Under the picture of a person doing a trend where they are holding a piece of paper in front of them like they're getting their headshot taken, saying suspect, exposing the healthcare professionals who gaslight their chronically ill patients. Under that screenshot is parts of the community also accuse doctors of medical gaslighting them, claiming that they are dismissing or belittling their patients' pain. That has happened to me a lot. Sometimes it's not outright, but sometimes it is, just saying, oh, well, how did you get to this appointment then if you're in so much pain you can't move? Small things. You're like, okay, be honest, how much pain are you in? Or how did you do this if you're in so much pain? Just stuff like that. Medical gaslighting does happen. And that's along with saying that, oh, it's just caused by anxiety. That's, one, dismissing that you're, having hundreds of issues, with your health, along with downplaying the severity of anxiety for people who actually do have it. There is another screenshot of a person who is crying. Under that screenshot is posting videos of themselves crying or lying listless in hospital beds racks up hundreds of thousands of likes in some cases, with dozens of comments supporting the spoon theory. Wow, someone is crying because they are in, just tremendous amounts of pain, or they can't live life how they, had intended or how they deserve. Showing that they're sad about that. That they really shouldn't be doing that. Wow. Of course people are going to reach out. Of course they're going to, reach out in a time, particularly when they're, distressed, because they need connection. Posting to where other people with those disabilities or a different disability is going to see that and say, you know what, yes, you're going through a hard time, that wasn't right at the doctor, or the person who, belittled you, and just saying, we support you, we're here for you, we support you. Of course they're going to reach out for that. Okay, everyone needs that. Okay, everyone needs validation in their life. There is another screenshot of a person crying, with the caption saying, trying to accept the reality that you'll be sick for the rest of your life and you'll never be able to do the one thing you lived for. It's obviously an extremely, powerful TikTok, underneath that screenshot, experts say that while functioning disease is real and chronic problem, it is often not the one the teens think they have. Many of the teens post footage of themselves crying in hospital, which rack up thousands of likes. The screenshot that they posted of the person, they've got 2,700 likes. You're not making, it's a small amount in regards to the internet, okay? That's not a whole lot, okay? And I don't mean to belittle this person. It's amazing that they've, they found the community that they need. But, in regards to the entire internet, that's a relatively small amount of likes, okay? They're not, getting thousands upon thousands of likes, or views or engagement. So that's just, another straight up lie. Healthy people have unlimited spoons, so this is explaining the spoon theory, while sick people, the spoonies, only have a few and have to be strategic about how they use them, often by doing everyday tasks. Some spoonies suffer from MS and Crohn's disease, while others suffer from rarer ones which are harder to diagnose, such as polycystic ovary syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, endometriosis, and postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I've got that one, I've got POTS. Others suffer from functional disorders, which don't have any physical cure of a set of medical tests for diagnosis. Yeah, that's basically saying that the medical world is far behind where we need it to be, and there needs to be much more, research done into disability. The medical world cannot keep up with the people who need it. This is just further saying that, the medical community need to put more research into this type of stuff. Many of the women claiming about being ignored or misdiagnosed by doctors on the app and share their rawest moments to give others an insight into what life is like with their disease. Wow! A person showing their lived experience online, that never happens. And if you do that, you're a loser, okay? Remember that. Of course people are sharing their experiences online. Others claim that they are suffering from medical gaslighting, which includes being told by your doctor to lose weight to help your condition. Some of them also make money off of their platforms, of which some have hundreds of thousands of followers, by using it to promote offers for glasses or supplements. Wow. Okay, so first of all, the being told by doctors to lose weight to help your condition, that can help some, but when it comes to the situation of you're telling every single patient that walks through your doors, lose weight and it'll help, you got to think at some point, after they've lost weight, or, if they don't lose the weight, if they're not even overweight, then is it actually a cure or a diagnosis? Sometimes weight can affect your health, but it doesn't affect every single aspect of your health all the time. The second part is just, promoting glasses or supplements. we're going to promote things that may help other people. You know, I've spoken to other people who are disabled, and I've said, oh yeah, I had, a finger brace, and that helped me from overextending my finger when I'm painting. Or, I tried this wheelchair. What wheelchair do you use? Is it better than my one? And can I, would it be beneficial for me to get it? Of course, we're going to spread our knowledge um, to other people in the community because we're trying to uplift each other. Okay, we're trying to help each other. We're not just promoting stuff, we're helping each other. There's another screenshot of a TikTok saying, of a young person saying, POV, tell me you have chronic pain without telling me you have chronic pain. And then with a further caption of saying, dealing with 10 out of 10 pain at home alone every day because you know you'll get dismissed and gaslit if you go to the hospital. Yeah, that's a very real thing. A lot of people with disabilities don't go to the ER even if they need it because they won't be able to get the correct care that they need. It says underneath that, healthy people have unlimited spoons, while sick people, the spoonies only have a few and have to be strategic about how they use them, often by doing everyday tasks. A lot of the girls will post their lowest moments on social media in an attempt to show how they struggle. One thing I'm noticing is they're repeating themselves an awful lot in, this to try and make a point that really isn't there. Again, it specifies girls. A lot of girls will post their lowest moments on social media in an attempt to show how they struggle. Yep, imagine sharing your experiences online. That never happens. And if you do that, I said before, you're a loser. It's I'm flabbergasted. That's literally the only thing that will come to my mind. They're saying you can't post your difficulties on social media. You can't reach out and, to other people who are also having a hard time and say, we can work this out. We can go through this together. There's another screenshot with the words immunocompromised, we are at risk, Spoonie strong, I believe it says. There's a font, so I'm not quite sure. I apologize if I misread it. And it's like a badge, right? Underneath that it said hundreds of thousands of people, mostly teenagers and young women, have become part of an online groups to feel supported by the community. A lot of people, young people specifically, okay, I want to specify that. Young people specifically go online because it's what they've grown up with, right? They know they can go there and they know that they can, get support, right? It's why we have the jokes that, oh yeah, boomers don't know how to work their computers. Okay, it's not something that they specifically grew up with, so they're not going to look there for validation and community and support. Okay, they're going to go to, people in real life. A lot of people, specifically, kind of marginalized groups, aren't going to have, friends in real life around them who have the same, illnesses that they have, or, they're not going to have the same experiences. So they're going to go online to find a community and be supported. Okay, that's not something that's revolutionary or, unheard of. Everyone does that. There's another screenshot saying it's okay to grieve the life you lived before chronic illness. This is basically saying, your way of life has significantly changed. It's okay to miss that. It's okay to wish you could go back to that time. And then there's another screenshot. There was no caption on the last one. Another screenshot. Sat up on my own for like 2 minutes for the first time in forever for this. This is a young person. They're in the hospital. They've got a lot of, cords, a lot of medications. They are your, I hate to say it, but they look like a stereotypical sick person. So I imagine, the Daily Mail pulled this up because, they're in a hospital and they're so sad and they're just dragging everyone else down on the internet and it's horrible. Under that says, others join groups to discuss the negative side effects of their conditions and often end up competing with each other for who is the sickest. Okay, of course we're going to talk about the negative side effects of our condition, okay? Because it's a sickness, okay? It's a disability. There aren't going to be many positive things other than, you learn a new way of living. You know your strengths. You're not so quick to judge other people, things like that, okay? But there are a lot of side effects to being disabled. Number one, being disabled, right? And we don't compete for who is the sickest. Maybe some people do, but it's a very small, percentage. Dr. Mark Sullivan, a psychiatrist at the University of Washington Medical Center, is concerned that the internet has created communities of grievance that led patients to adopt victim mentalities. What I'm getting from this is, wow, people are reaching out to each other and helping each other, feel their big and difficult emotions. Communities of grievance. They're reaching out, they're talking to each other, they're, sharing their experiences. Everyone does that on the internet. Sometimes it's not always happy. To adopt, and then led the patients to adopt victim mentalities. There's a lot wrong with that, because a lot of the time, especially my experience and with, seeing other creators who are disabled, adopt victim mentalities. We don't do that, okay? Oftentimes we will try to be, very strong. We try not to show our suffering. Even in medical, doctor appointments, we are always seen as a victim, oh, but she's disabled now, oh, but he's disabled now, so on and so forth. We're seen as, we become helpless in the eyes of society. We can't do anything by ourselves. We have to stop doing everything. We become an invalid, right? We're fighting to get out of that. And it's not our mentality that we're fighting to get out of, right? It's society's. We're fighting to get out of the we're a victim viewpoint. One woman posted on social media that her psychiatrist had told her to lose weight to feel better and complained that it made her feel in shambles. Wow, a doctor gave her advice. She took the advice, and it didn't help her. The disabled community is so bad. They're lying to doctors to get the outcome that they want. Doctors could do no wrong. Members of the group rallied around, with one even offering to send the doctor an anonymous email to explain the damages of claiming someone's weight was causing their mental or physical problems. Wow, someone decided that they would show support and help. That's disgusting. We have a a person here. I don't even think that... Sorry, I'm looking at the article right now. I don't think that they actually interviewed her. I'm not gonna say their name just because I don't want to risk, putting their name into something they weren't even consensually a part of. This person was diagnosed with median arcuate ligament syndrome. I'm very sorry if I just butchered that. When they found the community and described feeling as though they were less alone with them. Yep, basically this person went online, they found a community, and they were less alone. That's great. That's actually not even being sarcastic. That's actually really, really good. And that's why people, post online about their difficulties. They told Common Sense I had one video just called I'm sick, and the thumbnail was me crying. On Instagram, whenever I would post a picture of me looking sad or with pills in my hand or in a wheelchair, it would get like 2,000 likes. This person even joined a Snapchat group called, so they, put a little asterisk to bleep it out, but I'm assuming it says Sick Bitches, where they would message about the negative things in their lives. I honestly, truthfully, I fail to see what's wrong with this. Okay, so it says, a picture of me looking sad with pills in my hand or in a wheelchair, it would get like 2,000 likes. I'm noticing that it doesn't, give a comparison of when she's posting, her being happy or just out in the world or, doing something that isn't linked to disability. For all we know, she could get the same amount, if not more or less, likes. So it doesn't actually properly, show if they're actually getting famous from this. And messaging about the negative things about their life is completely normal. Everyone does that. Your friend hits you up, oh, how was your day? Oh, it was kind of hard, traffic was bad, I burnt the dinner, the dog escaped from when I was walking her, and she ran away. I got her back, but she had a sore on her leg. It was just a horrible day. Like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Every single person in the world does that. Okay? It's not something that's strictly for the disabled community. There's another screenshot of a person with an IV in their arm. Dr. Mark Sullivan, and underneath it says, Dr. Mark Sullivan, a psychiatrist at the University of Washington Medical Center, is concerned that the internet has created communities of grievance that led patients to adopt victim mentalities around They already said that. Why? I don't understand why they're, saying it again. They're not driving home a point. There is no point here. There's another screenshot of a young person saying the side of chronic illness most people never see, the no spoons days. I think it's a very, hard thing to post. One, because you've got no spoon, so it's going to be hard to actually, set up your phone, film it, caption it, and post it, You're also showing something that's very, very vulnerable, I think all props to this person. Underneath that, it says, many of the women complain about being ignored or misdiagnosed by doctors on the app and share their rawest moments to give others insight into what life is like with their disease. Again, they already said that, they're not driving home the point. They're also putting more emphasis on, just women say this, which isn't true. Women might get more of it, but not just women deal with, medical gaslighting. The person who we mentioned before, claims that they felt like they needed to pad their own pills out with supplements to make their own situation seem more dire on social media, and admitted to feeling jealous of a girl who looked more sick than them. I'm very sorry that they felt like they had to do that to, get the validation that they, deserve and needed. A very horrible thing. But I also would like to say that that's not a widespread thing. Not everyone is saying, oh, well, I'm going to just pad it out. I need to buy all these really expensive supplements, and I need to, post it every single day, and I need to do this and I need to do that to look more sick. Not everyone is saying that or doing that. One of the girls they followed was promoting salt tablets, which can help with the lightheadedness brought on by pods. I've got salt tablets, okay? I've got salt tablets, okay? I personally can't take them because they make me very nauseous, but a lot of people do take them, and it does help, okay? It's not like a... I don't know why the person would bring that up, because it's just... Yeah, it's a supplement that helps. Salt helps retain fluid, which helps with blood volume, so they can have, the appropriate amount of blood to help them with their lightheadedness. That's just a fact. Some others cashed in on a brand deal with probiotic-filled snack bars marketed under the slogan, "Hot girls have IBS." Let's just, let's think about the wording that they had here. Cashed in. Like every single other content creator doesn't have brand deals. Like they don't create their own, snacks or drinks or something like that. Heaps of people do that. Under the slogan "Hot girls have IBS," some people have an issue with that. I don't really, I guess. But a probiotic filled snack bar, that sounds great. Probiotics I find are hard to get down because often the drinks taste very nice. Or sometimes the tablets can make me feel a bit ick. I've got no problem with that. I think it's just a kind of a quirky, I guess you could say, a quirky snack bar. I've got no problem with that. I don't see what's wrong with it. They then name drop another person from Florida who dropped out of college to focus on healing from fibromyalgia and then Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I was originally diagnosed with fibromyalgia before I was diagnosed with HSD, which is very similar to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, except that this isn't hereditary. I'm just hypermobile. They said, you can get addicted to being sad and sick and the attention you receive. The misery loves company thing makes you sicker. Editing Gabby here, just coming in to say that was the idea that attention makes you sicker? So if all the attention went away, you'd be healed? If the attention went away from me to be healed, then I would be shoving it away. I'm just putting that out there. There might be something you are gaining by having this diagnosis, like that it's keeping you from a job that you hate or from responsibilities that you don't want to do. There's so much wrong with what was just said, okay? There's so much wrong. Okay, you can get addicted to being sad and sick and the attention you receive. That's really not true. Again, it downplays real addictions. And yeah, I guess you can like receiving the validation you get, but that's everyone. Okay, that's not a something that just disabled people do. Everyone does that. And then saying that you can gain something, you don't have to keep it, it keeps you from a job that you hate or from responsibilities you don't want to do. Do you know what else it keeps you from? It keeps you from going out with your friends, from keeping friends, from observing religious, events, holidays, going to church, or anything like that. It keeps you from living your life. Can stop you from eating, keeping a good diet. It stops you from exercising. You can't be a mother or a father sometimes, or you can't, you don't get to do the things that you actually want to do. Also, it's incredibly hard to get on to disability long term, and when you do, you don't get a lot of money. Okay, you're not being rich from, you're not getting rich from being disabled. You're not, you basically just scrape by the best you can. You don't get a lot of money from it. That's the end of the article. I have so many issues with this. honestly, very it's very gross to me. It's, taking something where people are finally speaking out, about, their health issues, their disability. They're finally, you know, finding a community that loves and supports them. And then articles like this come out and say, oh, it's disgusting, oh, it's bad, they're victims, they're playing it up for the camera, okay? I don't really show my disability on camera. I'm trying to start up an Instagram, for it, but I really haven't gotten that far. I don't get a lot of attention from being disabled, but guess what? I'm still disabled. Attention doesn't, change your health. You might be seen more, if you post about it online, you get connection, you get, you get to have people support you. And really, look, you can argue it for everyone. Everyone who is anyone that has an Instagram account, a TikTok, a YouTube, anything. They're looking for attention, you know? Commentary channels are just milking situations for drama. Political channels, okay, they're just talking about politics because they want to be seen as smart. They're just trying to cash in on the money that they get. That's not true. There was another thing, trying to cash in on money and stuff. A lot of creators, they can't get money, okay? They don't get paid a lot of money for their posts. And they are often age restricted because of really nothing. There's a creator, I'm not sure if I can say their name, I don't want to, bring up their situation just to garner views or, anything like that. But they are an amputee. They don't swear, if ever. They have very little swearing, if ever. They're very kind. I look up to them a lot. They're a very wholesome person. They will commonly get age restricted, or their video will be taken down for violating community guidelines. When they, look through the guidelines, there's nothing about, not showing your, the stump where your leg used to be. There's nothing about that. I mean, thank God, because that would be an absolutely horrible, thing to put in as violating community guidelines. But the point is that disabled creators are, often not push the algorithm, and when they are, they get hate comments like, oh, you're so ugly, or, that wheelchair isn't good, you're just using it for attention. They don't get a lot of, with the positive, interaction, there's also a heap of, hate and ableist comments and creepy old men stalking young, women. And then you have to fight with the community guidelines. You don't get rich off of this. Okay? It's not something that everyone wants to see. Okay, so it's not like Mr. Beast, who creates, very high energy, happy type videos where, it's exciting and it's, you can't look away type things. He caters to a very wide audience. Disabled creators, while we want to reach everyone because we want to educate people on, disability and such. I should leave this. On disability and such. We still only reach a small amount of people. You don't get famous off it. I'm saying the same point over and over again because that article is just spouting lies. I feel very upset, and I hurt with the creators who were posted against their will on that article. Um, that cannot be a pleasant thing at all. They're showing very raw moments, and it's being used against them. It's disgusting. I am going to include, a link for a petition to get it taken down. I just spread love, guys. I know it's people say that spread love, yada yada yada. But really, spread love. Listen to disabled creators. Listen to marginalized communities. And if you don't know, ask. If you don't know, don't claim to know. I wish you all a very happy day. Bye.